What's up, guys? Primetime Sports back here. Today we'll be breaking down the Las Vegas Bowl between 12-1 Boise State, who had a shout for that Group of 5 game, for the Group of 5 spot in the New Year's Six Bowl. They're 12-1 out of the Mountain West, ranked number 19 in the country, I believe, and they're going up against the Pac-12 Washington State Huskies.
Washington.
Excuse me for that gibberish. Washington Huskies. They're 7-5. They've had a little bit of a down year, disappointment. It is Chris Peterson's final game. So that's just to set the stage for the matchup. Go ahead and break it down for us.
Okay, so two people I want to talk about real quick.
Go for it.
One on Washington's offense, Jacob Eason.
Good quarterback.
Might be a first-round pick this year. You could say he had a down year, but he started off really hot. He slowed down near the end of the year, but he still got the arm talent. He's got it. He's got that intangibles. But Curtis Weaver on defense for Boise State, he probably is the best prospect from the Mountain West for NFL. Finished 5th in the country in sacks with 13.5. So if he can get to Jacob Eason, wreak some havoc, wreak havoc. Boise State could be in for a W.
Wreck havoc.
Wreck it.
That
was good.
Yeah, that was good. Moving on to the Washington side of the ball. These games are always very difficult to predict, in my opinion, because you might have the better team in Boise State, but talent-wise, Washington might have an edge because they're just a Power 5 team. On the other hand, it is Chris Peterson's final game. However, that should be a motivation factor, but he is only 1-4 in bowl games in his time as the head coach at Washington. And so maybe he's going to have some motivation to get that win, because 2-4 sounds a lot better than 1-5, in my opinion. Washington also, they just have a really good line. Boise State has not gone up against a offensive defensive line like Washington's this season. And Boise State prides itself on running the ball. That's their identity. However, they do have Hank Bachmeier.
He might be playing. He was out the last 3 or 4 games. True freshman.
That's true. Yeah, he is a true freshman. And going against a Power 5 team is not the easiest. Most people will easily go Boise State's going to win. They're 12-1, Washington's 7-5. But it doesn't go that easy. It's not that simple. Boise State has a really solid defense, like you said, led by their defensive line. Well, I was going to say defensive line as a whole. Him specifically is the nucleus of that. Also, Boise State is really good on third downs. I will say Washington's defense is always better than their offense, I will say. But Boise State, if they can keep their offense on the field, that time possession can always go a long way. Obviously, the turnover battle will matter. It matters in every game. Washington has just had a couple games that they usually don't lose, such as Colorado, and I believe they lost to Cal.
They lost to Cal. They lost have been close.
Yeah, they lost to Cal 20.
And Stanford.
Really bad. Yeah, they've lost to.
They lost to Cal, Stanford, games. Oregon, Utah, Colorado, all one-score games. So. Their record may not look good.
Yeah, so 7-5 it could easily have been 9-3, even 10-2 if a couple of plays had gone a different way. Boise State, I think, has the identity edge. They know who they are. They know what they're going to get from their players. Washington, I think, could be a little. You don't know what you're going to get from Washington. Is Jacob Eason going to really go for it in this game because it is against Boise State, although it is a ranked Boise State. Mm-hmm. But the only way I see Washington is if they impose their will on the line. And their defense comes up with some plays. Because Boise State, like I said, has not seen a defense or a line this good as Washington's. So
Boise State, another kind of motivation factor for them. I don't know if it'll go as far for players, but coaching at least. Since joining the Mountain West in 2011, when I believe that might have been when Chris Peterson, a little before he left.
It's just Chris Peterson's retiring. That's why I'm just come on, Washington.
You got to win, and it's cool how he's going against the team that he built.
I can just see how it's just not going to happen that way. Because, sometimes you're storybook ending, but does it always happen that way?
Boise State has never won 13 games in a season. What you would
think
that's motivation They're one of the winningest programs.
In the Group of 5.
Almost of all time. I mean, obviously, they're not going up against better
It's debatable. Teams. Okay. Anyway, I don't think that matters that much. Who do you have in the game? Just, it doesn't matter. Cool.
I've got Washington.
You have Washington.
I think they have more talent.
Go here. You can go ahead and look up who the winningest programs are. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got Washington.
Okay. You know why?
Because I think Jacob Eason will play. He's got the talent. He'll play, and I'm not sure if I trust Boise State's quarterback situation because I don't know if Bachmeier is going to play.
I'm going Washington as well. Chris Pearson's final game, so I do have a little bit of that. Like, oh, I really want them to win. But on the other hand, like Boise State's really good. I just got watching another interesting thing. Boise State lost to BYU. Washington beat BYU 45-19. Just to throw that out there.
You said you had Washington?
I had Washington, yeah. So that's all we got. You want to throw that in quick?
Boise State is the 8th winningest.
8th winningest. Thanks
Okay,
to
not
our
bad.
editing guy in the back there.
Yeah.
Or stats guy.
Appreciate
Thank
it,
you.
Spud.
Thanks, Google. All right. That's all we got from this. Come back for the next bowl, which I believe will be the
R&L
R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. R&L Carriers. Peace.
Peace out.